Good morning and welcome to After GMS. It is Monday, November 8th. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris and our Ed Matthews. The sigh at the beginning was only because it's Monday. No other reason, but that's a pretty big reason, right?
It is, and daylight saving time has ended, some changes in the forecast, so a lot to factor in on this Monday, but we are ready to take it in stride, Ed.
Oh, yes, indeed. I tell you what, a bit of a chilly morning here in the Piedmont with a clear sky. Yeah, temperatures for morning lows were all over the place. The colder spots, Reidsville and Siler City, went down to 28. 31 the low in Danville, 33 in Martinsville. PTI went down to 40, 38 Smith Reynolds Airport, Winston-Salem, down to the freezing mark in Asheboro, 31 over at Lexington, 34 the low in Wilkesboro, and 30 the temperature at Boone. Oh, look at that blue sky over Greensboro. Not a cloud around. High pressure building into the region and temperatures are starting to move up. Right now we're at 43 degrees out at PTI. Low pressure continues to slowly move away from the east coast as high pressure builds in from the west. Now that's going to provide plenty of sunshine and warmer conditions over the next few days, but there's still a bit of a pressure difference between these two systems, so it will be a little breezy today. I expect a northerly wind at about 10 to 15, may occasionally gust up to about 20, 25. Clear and near 40 tonight, sunshine and even warmer tomorrow and even into Wednesday as daytime highs top out into the low 70s. Cold front to our northwest is going to be a slow mover. It'll eventually get here by Friday and bring us a rain chance on Friday. And since it's going to be moving slowly across the Tar Heel State, we'll likely have at least some rain chance on Saturday morning. But I think we're going to be able to clear it up, although turn it chillier for the upcoming weekend. Speaking of that 7-day, oh, the next couple of days, if you've been waiting for the milder weather, it's here. 68 today, low 70s tomorrow and Wednesday. Veterans Day should be dry, but clouds will build, especially in the afternoon. Rain chance on Friday in mid-60s, and then we'll end the rain on Saturday morning and clear it up. It'll be a little breezy and chillier over the weekend. 58 on Saturday and mid-50s on Sunday.
So it is the first Monday after we set our clocks back. It can be difficult for some more than others. Your body's natural clock is adjusting, and in some cases, the time change can also affect your mood. In the comments, let us know how you feel about the time change. Good Morning Show viewer Asia Stacy shared her experience. She said, I'm dreading the time changes. Every year, my mood, my sleep, my everything is affected because the sun sets so early. Any tips to make this turn into some sort of positive outlook? Health and wellness expert Lynch Hunt explains.
Before bed, I want you to slow your body down. I want you to make it a point to cut off all caffeinated beverages 4 to 6 hours before bedtime. I want you to avoid alcohol in the evening at all costs and definitely avoid any type of workouts within 4 hours before you go to bed. Now, an hour before bedtime, put your phone down, turn off the computer, and put away the tablet because that light is going to stimulate your brain and make it harder for you to fall asleep. Now, if you can stick to this new sleep routine, it's definitely going to help your body feel better equipped to handle a new time change.
All right, those are some great suggestions from Coach Hunt. We asked you on the Good Morning Show and on our Facebook pages, how are you feeling on this Monday morning after the time change?
So on my Facebook page, a lot of people are weighing in. Akira said she is still adjusting. She said it usually takes her a week or so. Eric said, I wish my body would adjust to the time. I keep waking up an hour before I need to, but I'm enjoying the cold weather.
I got responses too. Jeffrey said, I cannot seem to wake up. Marianne said, wide awake at 6 o'clock. I never wake up before 7:30. Marianne, let us know if you're still doing that next week or if you have adjusted too. You know, there is a bit of a grace period, I think, here with any time change. I feel like this one's a little bit easier on the body just because it gets darker earlier. It's easier to fall asleep. The kids seem to wind down easier. I knew that my toddler would sleep the same number of hours as he normally does, so I factored that into going to bed earlier on Saturday night so that I could still get the same amount of sleep when he was up at 6:30 instead of what's normally 7:30, you know, but that was just his normal body clock. So he'll adjust too, but I generally tend to think that this time change is a little bit easier to acclimate.
Yeah, and doing some research about it, it does really affect your mood, especially if you are a person who loves to see the sunshine, doesn't like rainy days or cloudy days. Weather is relational or has a relationship with your mood. And when it gets dark earlier, a lot of people say that it can trigger negative thoughts or even depression in some people. So, I mean, it's not something that we can take lightly. However, for me, I am really enjoying this extra hour of sleep. I've needed this badly. So my body feels reinvigorated, re-energized. I'm just ready to go this morning just because I've now had 2 nights of an extra hour and it's done my body good, Ed Matthews.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, my coworkers are happy because this change has put me in a great mood. I love that extra hour of sleep, and that's exactly what I did for that extra hour to sleep. But with it getting dark earlier, and I'm a big fan of daylight savings time because I like the longer days of daylight, of course. But with it getting darker earlier now, I find myself going to bed about an hour to hour and a half earlier than I did on daylight savings time when I went to bed around 7:30. Last night I put her to bed at 6 o'clock.
Wow, lucky you. So what time is dinner for you, Ed Matthews?
Oh, dinner's about 5.
Okay, so you eat and then go to bed.
I know, it's crazy.
No,
but,
I like it.
But I tell you what, now I'll never pass up a nap. I am very disciplined really about getting sleep. Occasionally, if I got a social event going on, I'll stay up later. But as a general rule, as I get a little older, I like the naps and I don't mind going to bed early.
Yeah.
That's so nice. We'll have you babysit our kids sometime so we can catch up.
I'll put them to bed. They'll take a nap too if they're at Ed's house.
For Uncle Ed, they'll listen, right?
That's it.
Well, I will have my phone really close by in case you have any difficulty.
Pick them up now.
Yeah, so we did get a few comments into our Facebook page here. Curtis said, it's dark way too soon in the evening. Yeah, I think the sun sets at like 5:15, 5:30 at this point. So if you're not a fan of driving in the dark, you might have to leave work a little early. Ed said, put it on daylight saving time and leave it alone. That was Ed Matthews. Carl said, after my Cowboys lost yesterday, I was ready to go to bed at 7 p.m. A lot of Panthers fans are probably feeling the same way.
Yeah.
I said, I love the extra hour. Ramona said she's adjusting, waking up every 3 hours, shaking her head.
Oh, no.
It does take a little while. And Megan, you said that you'd wish it would stay on daylight saving time.
Yeah, I do think there are a lot of benefits of this time, especially from a sleep standpoint, but from a mood standpoint and just being able to do things in the evening, especially because, you know, most of our spouses work a traditional type of schedule, so they don't get off work until, you know, early evening, and it's hard to do things, especially outside as a family. We love our evening walks, and so we're just going to have to readjust and try to do those earlier and then eat dinner, but then obviously that gets complicated with still trying to factor in an early bedtime. But yeah, I think overall, I kind of wish it would just stay daylight saving because it already gets darker a little bit earlier, even before we lost this hour.
Maybe that's 2 walks for Christian then.
Maybe.
You know, a walk with you and then a walk with Dad later.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to find ways.
With a flashlight.
To save my hour.
That's true. A good suggestion.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we all have to adjust in some way or form or you know, whatever needs to happen. But when you are literally exhausted every day and you don't get enough sleep and you're always on a decline, that 1 hour has made a big difference in my life. I can't even I could run around this studio right now with like full sprint. I'm so like amped up and ready to go.
I love it.
Yeah, 1 hour. Now imagine if I got 2 or 3
oh my goodness.
more hours.
Off the walls.
Climbing on the wall.
All right, this is a great conversation, obviously so relatable to everyone. We'll have another talker coming up about those Panthers. Yikes. Yeah. All right, first let's get to some headlines. We do have some stories to get to here. Weaver Academy students returned to in-person learning this morning. They spent 2 days learning from home last week after a car crashed into the building. Officials say a drunk driver hit the building, damaging a classroom. Thankfully, miraculously, no one was in the school at the time. Crews repaired the damage. The driver now faces DWI charges. Next Monday, Guilford County leaders plan to discuss again the county's mask mandate. County commissioners will meet November 15th to review the data and even possibly vote on the mandate that has been in place the last few months. In order to drop it, leaders say either the positivity rate has to be at or below 5% for 3 straight weeks, or the county needs a 70% vaccination rate. Positivity rate is looking good. Vaccination rate, we're not quite there yet.
Hundreds of COVID vaccine appointments opened up this weekend for children ages 5 to 11, and more become available starting today. WFMY News 2's Itanese McMiller breaks down how to find and book appointments across the triad.
We're still working to get an exact gauge on how many children have been vaccinated so far, because some healthcare systems like Cone Health are just beginning to roll out their pediatric shots. They're actually partnering with North Carolina A&T today to begin rolling out those pediatric shots here at the school's Alumni Foundation Event Center today. But we did check with the healthcare systems that began pediatric vaccines last week. Here's what the rollout looks like so far. Novant Health has put more than 300 Pfizer shots in 5 to 11-year-olds. Brenner Children's and Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist have given out 100 first doses. And the Davidson County Health Department has administered about 30 doses so far. As a reminder, parents must accompany children to give consent to vaccinate. 2 smaller doses of the Pfizer shots are needed for children to be fully protected from COVID-19. And vaccines will roll out here at the Alumni Event Center beginning at 1 p.m. and will wrap up at 6 this evening. And the Guilford County Health Department has a mass pediatric vaccine clinic planned for this weekend at the Greensboro Coliseum. We'll have those details on our website at WFMYnews2.com.
Well, the head of FedEx says the company should be able to meet holiday deliveries on time if it is that it can hire enough employees. CEO Fred Smith says delays in the U.S. supply chain have put a strain on the company as it tries to meet holiday demand. Smith said FedEx is acting fast to recruit and hire more employees before Thanksgiving. The Carolina Panthers added another L to their record yesterday. The 3 interceptions from quarterback Sam Darnold didn't help things. The Panthers lose this one to the Patriots 24-6.
Yeah, many fans feel it's time to make some adjustments to get the team back on track consistently. So the loss came after having Christian McCaffrey back in the lineup Sunday. As we heard from Coach Rule, he pointed to turnovers as what hurt the team offensively.
So after a hot start to the season, remember that perfect 3-0 record at the start? Well, the team now sits at 4-5. Fans frustrated by the recent losses and quarterback Sam Darnold's play. So they're writing in about it. John said this team needs to swallow its pride and bring back Cam. Should have never cut him. Sam Darnold is not it, he said. Janelle said Sam has to go and Joe Brady as well. Shout out to our defense. And we got a question kind of spurring that speculation about maybe a change in the lineup. Fans are now asking, we were 3-0 after the first 3 weeks. What's gone wrong? If only we had the answer to that question. Ed Matthews, maybe you can get on the sidelines and help them out. What is going on with the Panthers?
Yeah, I got to have a talk with them. I got to say, come on, guys, let's huddle up. Uncle Ed's got something to say. You better start winning. You know, I was just thinking about Cam Newton. I really, honestly, truly miss Cam Newton. Not only you know, an outstanding quarterback, but just a great theatrical, you know, just really a cool guy to watch on the field. But hey, you know, I'm over it and all that. But you know, I would have to say, first of all, for the fans, don't be fair weather fans. Don't desert the Panthers just because they're on a losing streak. We got to hang tough. We got to hang strong. with the team. That's the first order of business. Second order of business, if the coaching team feels that there needs to be some changes, so be it. Remember, these guys make a lot of money. I'm talking about a lot of money. And there are consequences if they don't perform. And I wouldn't want anybody to lose their job, obviously, but we want W's. We don't want L's, we want W's. And so hopefully they can find a solution. But I think the important thing is for fans, although we've got a real tummy ache right now over all this, we've got to stick with the team.
Yeah, keep pounding as
Yeah.
the mantra goes, and it really is not just something we say, it is a spirit of Carolina fans, you know, keep pounding. We're going to see this thing through all the way to the end. And not every season can be perfect, but that 3-0 start, wow, that really had me thinking. I was like, this is a brand new year for the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, sure, you know, we've got a second-year coach now. We might have a new QB, but the team seems to be responding. Christian McCaffrey's in, and then slowly, or actually, no, I felt like it was a dramatic drop, right? Like that first game, we're like, oh, it's just one loss, we're good. And then it was a second loss, we're like, oh, we're still good. And then I don't know if we're good anymore. But Megan, I love your optimism and the way that you really, you know, turn things around and you're like, this has got to be the worst part. It can only go up from here. And I appreciate you saying that.
I mean, that's what I thought when I turned on the game yesterday and it was already 24-6. And it was not looking good. And obviously those interceptions. One viewer pointed out the fact that we started off so strongly with the 3 wins in a row and everybody was feeling good and wondered what happened. Well, you know, football is just as much a mental sport as it is a physical sport, and I can't help but wonder if some of the pressure of being this new QB for the Carolina Panthers has gotten into Sam Darnold's head a little bit. I don't know, I'm not Sam Darnold, but I can imagine the weight of that on your shoulders. You're supposed to be a team leader, your team's been through a losing streak, you've had injuries of key players, and it kind of falls on you to build them up and get back into the W column. And we did that briefly, but then this week was really not a good game. And so we'll see the future for him. I think he can come back and rally. He's going to need some pep talks from Uncle Ed and some of his fellow team members here. I don't know if bringing back Cam Newton is the answer, though, either. You know, given his recent streak of injuries, it was obviously fun to have him on the team. But I wonder if his prime with the Panthers has passed.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I'm just thinking about my son's new Panthers jersey. I'm like, we can put that back into a good rotation if they had Cam back. But a lot of you say the answer is not in Cam Newton. I'm going to go over responses as I see them here. But Carl laughed and said, not another L, Tracy, LOL. Yep, that's what I said. D. Lynn said, I told y'all a few weeks ago it was too early to talk about a Panthers Super Bowl run. Is it out of the question already? Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I started talking about the Wake Carolina game. Let's see. Oh, Carl said Cam's time has passed. It's the offensive line, not the quarterback. Oh, good thought there. And yeah, Megan agreed. It's not sure if Cam is the answer, but you know, Curtis says they are still my team, but I think we need some changes, probably quarterback to start with. And so we'll have to, Carol added, Newton is definitely not the answer. And then Gray laughed, Panthers Super Bowl run? That's funny. I mean, it wasn't when they were 3-0, but
no.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, unless they get on a winning streak, win everything else, maybe they have a shot at the NFC championship. I don't know.
Well, the defense is definitely the highlight of the team right now. They're just
awesome.
Step up repeatedly and repeatedly, but you can't spend your whole football game with the defense on the field.
No.
You got to keep your offense on the field. You know, there's 4 downs. Let's use them all as constructively as we can so we can stay on the field. And I just, you know, I know Sam's taken a lot of heat this morning. He's probably waking up with such a headache and not feeling great about, you know, how things went. And I know people say you can't blame everything on the quarterback, but you know, every quarterback on every team in the NFL faces the same amount of pressure when they don't perform well the day before. On Monday morning, they are coming to terms with their performance, and hopefully it's a reality check as to, you know, how how much practice and how much work it's going to take to get to that ultimate performance level. I mean, nobody's perfect, but 3 interceptions is sounding some alarms. I wouldn't be any better at Matthews.
No, I wouldn't either.
Me neither.
I would just like keep me in the stands or in front of my TV with my chicken wings and watching the game. Don't ever put me out on the field.
Right.
It would be disastrous.
Unless they need a pep talk.
Yeah, oh yeah, now that I can do, no
Right.
problem.
A pep talk and some food.
Oh yes.
They'd be down for both of those.
For sure. Well, you guys had some great, perspective here.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. Curtis said he's making some terrible throws, so maybe he just needs some more time coming to decisions faster or making faster decisions about where he should throw the ball. But if you don't have a good offensive line, I guess you don't really have time to make decisions about what's available.
It's going to be an intense week on the practice field, I think. A lot of stern talking going on.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll let you know. They have another game, a hard matchup against Arizona.
Really hard.
Away
Yeah.
next week. So if they can pull it back, Sunday would be the game to do it.
We'll see.
We will see. All right, let's take a look again at our forecast. Ed Matthews.
Yes, indeed. Panthers are going to be doing some overtime practice this week. And hey, the weather's going to cooperate. I've done my part. Yeah, how about a warm up for you? Upper 60s today, lower 70s tomorrow and Wednesday. Some clouds will start to build Thursday afternoon, but we'll still get pretty close to 70. Slow moving cold front moves in on Friday for a rain chance and mid 60s, and it'll be moving pretty slowly. So we'll likely see some rain spill over into Saturday morning. But I think overall the upcoming weekend should be generally dry, and it'll be breezy and chillier. We're looking at upper 50s there on Saturday and mid 50s on Sunday. But the next few days are going to feel real good.
I cannot wait. I'm already thinking, like, what am I going to wear? Oh, maybe I can wear this orange because it's not out of season yet. Like, all the possibilities. I'm like, I put away this dress, but maybe I can take it back out.
Yeah. Might as well get one more week out of the short sleeve clothes.
Did not realize that it was going to be like this in mid-November. So let's enjoy it. Thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. We'll be back tomorrow with some more great conversations.
Get out there and get to it. Make it a great week.